Like clockwork, every single season of the Traitors has one defining moment to it, and most of the time, it's the conclusion. It's when everybody's sitting at the end of the game, looking at each other, and the power is in their hands. They decide who stays, who goes, and it is perfect. We are given banger after banger after banger, which is why it feels so right to rank every single finale we've had in the Traitors thus far. And by the finale, I really just mean the Fire of Truth part, like the very, very end. But saying that in a video title is a little lame, so we're going with finale. But I'm not actually talking about the full finales as a whole because that may be a completely different order when looking back at everything. Now that that's been cleared up, there isn't a lot of talking I need to do before getting into this ranking. We got 8 seasons, so 8 finales. Obvious spoilers ahead. I'm literally going to be spoiling the winners of every English-speaking season of The Traitors to date. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. It's very quick and easy to do and would mean the world. So let's get into this shit, starting all the way at the bottom with my number 8. Now, I don't think any finale or conclusion in The Traitors so far has been bad. They've stretched from decent all the way up to incredible television. And that's a great thing because so many of these have been the peaks of their season. However, my number 8 is the only finale that I don't think is good. It's fine, nothing bad, but the result left me extremely underwhelmed, and that will go to the finale of The Traitors New Zealand Season 1. Now, I'm not including the Colin banishment in this, but Colin going out at 5 left this Final Four to be very predictable. Julie was voted out unanimously because, revealed she was actually a faithful, which I guess shocked some people. And then Sam cast the deciding vote to banish Brooke, the final traitor. And that's it. The big moment is what decisions Sam is going to make, but are we fucking joking? He was always going to banish Brooke and keep Anna, his number 1 the entire game. Not only that, but I feel Brooke would have been a way more satisfying winner than Anna and Sam. I'm not anti-faithful or anything. I think it's so satisfying when they get the upper hand on the traitors. But Sam and Anna? Come on, they made me fall asleep half the time compared to the chaos Brooke was bringing. So not only was it a predictable outcome, which is the main appeal of a lot of these finales, the person I wanted to win was a victim to the predictable result. None of the endings are bad, but this is the first one that is just okay, which easily will rank at the bottom of this list, and hopefully no season in the future will have an ending that could be worse than this one was at number 8. Now for number 7, an ending that might be a hot take because I know people love this season and love this ending, but the results really throw this down the list despite getting us some really great moments. And that is going to The Traitors UK Season 1. Yes, I love and eat up Wilfred begging for his life to the other 3 right after Kieran just threw him so far under the bus every time. That is quintessential reality TV with someone having their back against the wall, clawing and fighting any way they possibly can to survive. And for all that to not work is such a tragic downfall and great for television, and I'm sure plenty of people lived for that moment of heartbreak and defeat. To an extent, I did too. But again, kinda like with Traitors New Zealand, I was very disappointed with this outcome. This is pure bias on my part as somebody who actively does not like the cast of The Traitors UK Season 1 outside of a few people. And the 3 people who won, being Hannah, Aaron, and Meryl, are nowhere near that small list of people I liked, while Wilfred was in that small list. So to go through this entire season of chaos and shitty people with the shining light being right there at the end, only for that light to get shut out and the shitty people to actually win, was not satisfying to me. Again, I don't got anything wrong with faithfuls winning the game, but for one reason or another, I get disappointed in seeing the traitor fall, especially in this instance where I don't think Wilfred did anything wrong to lose except not realize Kieran was a massive piece of shit. To be very fair, if there's an alternate universe and Kieran does not call out Wilfred and they choose to end the game there, I don't think this moves up on the list. If anything, it's probably less fun TV than the universe we got. So maybe I just don't click with this ending in general, solely based on the people at the end. And of course the circumstances that got them to that result doesn't help it, so it's going to be left at number 7. Now for number 6, and I swear I'm not a faithful hater, but my placements here don't look good. Placing the 3 faithful wins right there at the bottom, I'm sorry. But this one is at the bottom here for very different reasons than the previous 2. That is the conclusion of the Traitors US Season 2. I know it looks bad with how these placements are being set up, but I swear I actually love this ending because the faithful win the game. By no means was I expecting or hoping for a Kate win in that 3v1 situation. But damn it, Kate, you did not have to make me cringe that bad, because voting to end the game when it's so obvious there's a traitor left, no girl. She deserved to get voted out. Holy shit, what was that? But now that the part we don't care about is out of the way, we get left with the 3 faithfuls, and my eyes are glued to the television screens. Obviously, the faithfuls won the game. But which faithfuls will win the game is the real question here. I was so giddy watching CT and Trishelle vote to banish again while MJ is gagged at what the fuck is going on. And just when you think it might just be a boring MJ vote, we get the moment.
CT.
I remember watching this moment live and being gagged at the betrayal of Trishelle voting for CT after all that happened and giving us a 1-1-1 vote. Something that's never happened before. And I wanted a deadlocked vote so bad. I really did, mostly to see what the fuck would happen. But Trishelle eventually does the predictable thing and switches her vote back to MJ, voting her out, giving Trishelle and CT the win. My biggest question heading into this final ceremony was how the CT and Trishelle dynamic was going to end. Because we were either going to get these 2 winning together or one of them betraying the other at the final moment, and I just couldn't tell which one was going to happen. But in a way, we got both outcomes, and that's really fun. I think this finale in general felt very limited with what content we were going to get because Kate was the only hope for the Traitors. However, the results were kinda best case scenario for me personally. I saw a very satisfying outcome with 2 very deserving winners, as well as that jaw-dropping moment that you hope to get with these finales. So I think it's pretty damn good. It'll land number 6, but it's pretty good for being number 6. Now for number 5, and I honestly think everything from here on out is just elite. I'm looking at this number 5 and feel like it's too low on the list. But then I look at my top 4 and I can't put this in front of any of them. So unfortunately, the finale of the Traitors Australia Season 1 will be stuck at number 5. The first finale, the one to set up all the others, and it did not disappoint, oh my god. A bit of a different format because they still kept it as the normal roundtable formats until the very end with discussions and all. The first vote is a mercy kill of Lewis, who swears on his mother's life and still got voted out unanimously. That's so vicious. But the final 3 vote is where the real drama comes in. Craig, bless his heart, can't win the game. He's next to 2 traitors, so he's either going to get voted out by those 2 traitors or be sitting at the end with a traitor. But don't tell him that yet, it's more fun this way. The real dynamics come from the battle of Kate versus Alex, both battling for Craig's vote while at the same time keeping up appearances that they would still vote together against Craig. It's a shit ton of mind games, and I live for the mind games. In what Craig feels like is his one shining moment of the season, he votes out Kate. Dun dun dun. She reveals to be a traitor, and Craig is so happy. Oh my god, the joy this man is experiencing is so great to watch. Until you realize the emotions he's going to have in just a few seconds. And that moment where Craig puts the pieces together that Alex is a traitor is some of the most unbelievable television I've ever seen. God damn, I could replay that moment over and over and over and over again because look at his face. He just got $100,000 stripped away from him by his best friend in that whole entire game. That one single moment is better than every single entry we've talked about so far. I get giddy because that is reality TV. That is the stuff I'm obsessed with. If I wanted to show somebody why I fucking love reality TV, that could very well be one of the moments in reality TV history that I would show to convince that person. So cutthroat from Alex to fuck with poor Craig's mind for the rest of his life. That man is never trusting another soul. It's not higher on the list because I think the outcome itself is predictable with Craig siding with Alex, but the moments are there and given to us despite knowing what was about to happen, and that's all I can ask for. This goes at number 5. into the top 4, and my number 4 could easily be argued for being too high on the list. On paper, this is one of the most predictable outcomes there is, and the quote-unquote big moment is not as grand as most of the other moments we've already talked about. But this is my list, and I'm putting full bias into my list. So yeah, I proudly have the finale of the Traitors US Season 1 at number 4. This is solely here because Suri finally did it. It was her 15-year buildup of her getting robbed time after time after time after time, only to finally break through and win this damn game. And yeah, it's not some incredible underdog run or jaw-dropping moment. She brought 3 idiots to the end of the game with her. All 3 of those idiots ended the game for some reason. That blew my mind. Like, you have only gotten 2 traitors out, both of them being men, and you're just like, yeah, there's probably none left. Whatever, I'm ignoring that. Luckily, girl boss icon Suri chooses to banish again and get Ari to piss himself and choose to reveal he is a traitor. Like, goddamn Suri, what did you do to these people to fuck them up so bad? I'll be totally real about it. If this was quite literally anybody else in Suri's position, this is probably number 6 on the list. Maybe even 7. It's only up here because it's Suri fucking Fields winning the game when she absolutely deserves to. But I'm not going to discredit this ending that much because I think the reveal of Suri being a traitor was wonderful television. Before anything else is even revealed, Suri gives some wonderful foreshadowing.
I love you, Andy. Just know that, okay?
With Andy and Quentin being so naive, oh my god, they truly have no idea what the fuck is about to happen to them. They both reveal to be a faithful, and Suri delivers the dagger to both of their hearts.
But I'm a traitor in this game.
Fuck, that moment felt so goddamn good, and to see the complete heartbreak of these two, especially Andy, is like a little tragic. But then all I have to do is think about how they have acted after the season, and all I feel is joy now. It's a wonderful television ending with a wonderful and deserving winner, and all of that is going to carry this finale and conclusion all the way up to number 4 on the list. Now we are at number 3, and the top 3 choices here are the true jaw-dropping finales in the Traitors' history thus far. Everything before this can have and has had good moments and whatnot, but they're overly predictable in the grand scheme of things. These next 3 I will be talking about are truly shocking moments and lead to some of the best moments in the history of the Traitors. But the lowest of those 3 will go to the finale of the Traitors Canada Season 1. Such a chaotic and jaw-dropping moment. I think of the top 3 finales here, this is the most shocking result of them all. How in the hell did Magic Mike win this damn game? Like, this is quite literally the exact same scenario that happened in the Traitors New Zealand. There's an obvious person this trio is going to vote out in 4th place, but then the traitor is the 3rd wheel of that trio and is very screwed by the end of it. But by some, for a lack of a better word, magic, Mike manages to convince Gerline, or Gerline didn't want to get screwed over by the person she was closest to. Either way, she voted out Leroy, her number 1 that she's trusted the entire game. And this one was a complete tragedy to watch unfold. Something players struggle with in these shows is if/when they should turn on their closest ally, because that is the person you are most blind to when looking at the game. And in this case, on the Traitors, is there a chance that the person you've been working with all along is a traitor? You really don't know. So in Gerline's mind, the worst thing that could happen would be getting to the end and being fooled and blinded by Leroy, who takes all the money for himself. Unfortunately for Gerline, she unlocked what is actually the worst thing that can happen. She turned on her closest ally and was wrong, meaning that her and Leroy went home with no money. To use another example, this is like Josh cutting Betty in BB Can 10. He thought this was something he had to do in order to win the game, but it was a completely wrong choice, and he ended up cutting his best friend and getting destroyed in the final 2. Maybe I'm a psychopath, but I love that shit, and I love this ending, but I still have 2 above it, so you know this top tier is stacked. I'll be real, it's not above the other 2, mostly because Magic Mike is not like this all-time character or all-time person. He's cool. It's a crazy win, but nothing more than just an incredible moment, so we'll move on and leave this one at number 3. We're at the top 2, And by using your deduction skills, you can figure out what the top 2 seasons left are. The real question is, what are the order of the final 2 finales? Because each is obviously incredible, but for very different reasons. One is, I think, a coronation of the entire season tied up in such a real and raw television spectacle, while the other is incredible gameplay and specific moments in this finale that are unmatched to anything that had been seen in the Traitors franchise to date. Unfortunately, even with those amazing moments, the conclusion of a season-long journey was too much, and that's going to be leaving the Traitors UK Season 2 at number 2. This was nothing less than incredible on all accounts. There were 3 different games of chess being played that had me hooked the whole time. You have level 1, which was Andrew fighting for his life against Harry to try and survive. You had level 2, which was Harry having Molly and Jazz locked in on his side against Andrew, getting him banished unanimously and leaving Harry as the sole traitor left. But then you get a level 3. We have Jazz, who has been playing all sides to accomplish one goal: get Harry banished. He used Andrew to get information from him. He got as close as he possibly could have to Harry and Molly so that Harry would take him to the end. Meanwhile, he's been going to Molly and planting seeds in her head about how Harry is bad and Harry needs to get voted out. God, I'm getting giddy about this, and we haven't even gotten close to the best moment. That's just the strategy and the levels of gameplay we had going on headed into this final banishment. Molly and Harry choose to end the game, but Jazz chooses to banish again, and we have a final showdown against Harry, leaving Molly in the middle, having to decide between her head and her heart. Either go with her head and the evidence to vote out Harry, or go with her heart and vote out Jazz. And despite writing Harry's name on that chalkboard, 2 moments define this ending, and is the reason why this is all the way in the top tier of finishes.
I change it.
Are you kidding me? Pure and cold-hearted manipulation from Harry at the final possible moment to save his game. Peak strategic television, followed up by the reveal to Molly that Harry has been a traitor this entire game. This is pretty much a perfect conclusion, and the only reason it lands at number 2 and not number 1 is because I was high-key rooting for Jazz to take it. So that's just my personal bias creeping in and honestly being the deciding factor at the end of the day. Because other than that, chef's kiss. This is perfection, but it's not number 1. We've reached number 1. We all know what that spot's going to, and this is probably a hot take for a lot of people. If we did a survey asking 100 fans what their favorite finale of The Traitors is, I don't think that many are saying the finale of The Traitors Australia Season 2. But I don't know what to tell you. There's possibly no moment in the history of The Traitors that had me feeling this shock, joy, and excitement that this ending gave us. These people knew exactly what we wanted to see. What would happen if we were left with only traitors in the game? So they completely skipped over the Sarah round because she's an actual idiot. Getting banished and then having to sit there as one by one the other 3 players tell Sarah to her face that they are traitors. Basically telling her she's stupid as hell, which felt so good because let's be real, Sarah was stupid as fuck.
But there was only one faithful left. There was no chance at all that I could have won.
I don't know, Sarah. Maybe if you didn't banish all the faithfuls and voted out a traitor at least, one time, maybe you would have had a chance. But I don't know. That's just me. Delusional. Bye, girl. We get to reach our main event. Each traitor can choose to split the prize money or steal the money. If 1 or 2 people steal and another one splits, the people who steal take the money. If everybody splits, they all split the money. But if everybody steals, nobody wins the money. Sam is gonna steal because fucking duh. Blake is gonna steal because he knows Sam is gonna steal. And now, it's left with Camille, the only one who can determine the fate of the grand prize and of this final 3.
But if I wasn't gonna win, then none of us were gonna win.
Fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. That one single moment was the coronation of an entire season of torment from Sam. And to see it end on him getting no money because Camille said he doesn't deserve it is so satisfying and the best possible ending to the season. Him getting banished would have been fun and maybe led to a better overall season, but for this to be the outcome, for Camille to basically throw a grenade on all 3 of them, robbing 3 of them from any money, feels so right. Thank you forever and ever, Camille, for giving us a Sam tantrum to bathe in for all the torment he's caused us all season. With him trying to speak to some moral high ground all of a sudden that he deserves the silver more than Camille and that she stole money from him. Look at your damn chalkboard. You have no right to talk about stealing money. It almost absolves all of those banishments in which Sam should have been banished. Just almost. I do feel bad for Blake at the moment. He just kind of got looped in for the shit and was a casualty of Sam. But I can't feel that bad because he willingly hitched his wagon to Sam and had an out to win this damn game. If you listen to my ranking every Traitors video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yes, I'm still very frustrated about that. I can't believe Sam and Sarah went home with the same amount of money. That's such a great feeling. If it wasn't obvious enough, this is my number one choice because of the raw emotions it brings out of me. And these are good emotions that I want to come out of when watching reality TV. If the rest of the season up to this moment was better, I do think this moment would have not had the same impact it does now. We needed a shitty season of the Traitors dominated by this prick in order for this finale and end of the game to hit as hard as it did. And for this to be the only season of the Traitors to end with nobody winning the money is lovely storytelling. Accidentally, mind you, but lovely nonetheless. An easy number one spot I could replay in my mind forever and ever. Fuck you, Sam. That's a video. A unique ranking that feels like a must due to how important and impactful these finales are. Hopefully you enjoyed the ranking, and if you didn't, still made it to the end of the video, so let's go. We're done here and ready to move on to the next topic when it comes to the Traitors. What is it gonna be? Well, I guess you're gonna have to stay and find out when it comes out. I know, I'm evil like that. Anyways, if we ignore the Traitors content I'm doing, what else we got coming up with some Survivor content slivered in there, Big Brother content coming, longer video essays that I'm really excited for, total drama, and so much more. I really feel like the second half of 2024 is going to be a great time on the channel, so please stick around and subscribe if you want to experience that journey with me. Watch another video if you have the time. If not, we'll be parting ways for now. If you made it to the end of the video, I love ya. Platonically, of course. And I will undoubtedly see ya when I see ya. Bye-bye.